It took me almost 3 years, but I finally made it to my first Bills game over the weekend. If there's one thing Bills Mafia loves to brag about, it's how tough the weather can make it to play in Orchard Park. The data definitely agrees. That's what I'm digging into in this week's Heather's Weather Wise. Bills fans braved the brutal cold when the Raiders came to town in 1994. The wind chills were 30 degrees below zero. More recently, they struggled to see the field as piles of snow fell during the Colts game in 2017. Those are definitely good arguments in making a case for the NFL's toughest weather city, but let's give the other 29 towns a chance here. But first, though, I want to eliminate any city that uses a domed stadium. That would be cheating, right? Now, as a meteorologist, I'm automatically drawn to any city in the Midwest or the Northeast, especially when it comes to the second half of the NFL season, because as we know, late fall and early winter can definitely be interesting when it comes to wind, snow, cold, but I feel like I at least have to give a nod to the cities in Florida. None of them play in a domed stadium, and it's still mighty hot there in September. In fact, the average high in Miami for the entire month is 89 degrees. But Miami starts sounding really good come January. That's when the winter cities come in. Here's a list of cities that have played host to at least one of the NFL's coldest 10 games on record. Lambeau Field in Green Bay takes the prize here. That city's average high temperature is in the 20s for all of December, January, and February. Average lows are in the low teens and single digits. But what about snowfall? Green Bay is a Great Lakes city, yet its annual snowfall pales in comparison to Buffalo's. It sits right on the edge of Lake Michigan, but it's on the upwind side where it's a lot tougher to get the lake effect snow that Buffalo sees every year. Here's the top 5 snowiest cities in the NFL without a dome based on the annual average. Look who's at the top. When it comes to the wind, the race is a lot tighter amongst those Northeast cities, as any of them are prone to a brutal icy blast at just about any time in late fall or early winter. So when you combine the wind, the snow, and the cold, some folks might call it misery, but we in Buffalo prefer to call it home field advantage. That's it for this week's Heather's Weather Wise. I'll see you next week with a new topic, but until then, remember, it's good to be a geek.